Cinema sold us a delicious lie. On screen, the cowboy is a broad-shouldered hero with healthy skin who ends the day grilling a juicy cut of meat under the stars. But if you could travel back in time to 1880 and smell a real campsite, the romance would die instantly. The expansion of the American West wasn't fueled by barbecue, but by nutritional desperation. What the pioneers ate wasn't just bad. It was chemically dangerous, biologically void, and in many cases, literally toxic. Today, we're going to deconstruct the myth of the campfire feast and understand how the holy trinity of digestive destruction nearly prevented the birth of a nation. Brace your stomach. Imagine you have a wagon and need to travel 3,000 kilometers across desert and mountains. What do you bring? In the 19th century, the answer was dictated by two words: portability and shelf life. Human health was the last priority. Flavor? Irrelevant. The goal was to consume as many calories as possible with the least possible weight. This created the three pillars of pioneer malnutrition: the meat that never died, the biscuit that wouldn't break, and the coffee that masked death. Salted pork was the basic fuel. But don't picture supermarket bacon. It was pure fat, preserved in barrels of brine that often leaked. In the heat of the plains, this meat turned rancid, taking on a yellowish color and a smell described in diaries of the time as putrid but necessary. To eat it, pioneers had to boil it several times just to make the salt tolerable, but the process removed whatever few nutrients remained. If the meat was bad, the side dish was a mechanical nightmare. Let's talk about hardtack, affectionately nicknamed iron plate or tooth breaker. Hardtack was a mixture of flour and water, baked until it lost all moisture. It was so hard, it could last for decades. Literally. There are specimens from the Civil War preserved to this day that are still edible. For pioneers, eating it dry was an invitation to a dental fracture. They had to soak it in coffee. But here comes the secret ingredient: weevils, beetles that infested the flour sacks. Pioneers had a ritual. Dip the biscuit in hot coffee and wait for the larvae to float to the surface so they could be skimmed off. Those who were very hungry simply closed their eyes and called it extra protein. And let's not forget the freshly made soda biscuits. Without fresh yeast, they used excessive baking soda. The result was a heavy alkaline dough that created a terrible chemical environment in the stomach, leading to chronic heartburn and what they called desert dyspepsia. While pioneers fought wolves and harsh terrain, a microscopic enemy was killing them from the inside. The total absence of vitamin C scurvy is one of the cruelest ways to die. Without vitamin C, your body stops producing collagen. Collagen is the glue that holds you together. First comes profound lethargy. Then the gums swell and turn black. Teeth fall out. But the most terrifying fact is the reopening of wounds. If you broke an arm 10 years ago or had a deep cut in childhood, the scar depends on collagen to exist. In advanced scurvy, those scars simply dissolve. The body literally begins to fall apart. All of this could have been avoided with a handful of wild berries or fresh vegetables. But the meat and flour diet turned elite men into walking skeletons before they even reached the halfway point of the trail. If natural food was bad, the technology of the time made everything worse. We are in the infancy of canned goods. To seal these cans, manufacturers used lead solder. The acid in the food reacted with the lead. Over months of travel, pioneers were slowly poisoning themselves. Saturnism lead poisoning causes extreme irritability and mental confusion. Imagine a trail leader responsible for 50 lives making crucial decisions under the influence of neurotoxins. And to cure exhaustion, what did they do? They drank gallons of black coffee. Coffee didn't provide real energy. It merely masked systemic organ failure. It was a society fueled by caffeine, lead, and desperation. The most tragic mistake of all was cultural. Thousands of pioneers died of hunger or disease beside abundant food sources. Local indigenous peoples knew every root, every fruit, and every medicinal plant. But the cultural arrogance of the colonizers prevented them from learning. They saw native knowledge as inferior and preferred to die eating rancid pork rather than adopt the nutrient-rich local diet. The frontier gut is a testament to human resilience, but also to our stubbornness. The expansion of the West was a triumph of willpower over total physical collapse. Today, we romanticize the cowboy lifestyle, but science tells us it was biologically unsustainable. The next time you see a juicy steak in a Western film, remember the larva-filled biscuit and the lead poisoning. The true frontier wasn't conquered by men of iron, but by men of flesh and bone who were, quite literally, falling apart with every mile.